to some folks. And so we went through the program, we had a program, and at the end, it was epic, Matt Bevin. It was phenomenal. And what he told them today was, in essence, he said, if you're mad, basically, you're mad at the wrong people. We didn't screw this up, but we want to fix it. And he said the easiest thing I could do is just kick the can down the road like everybody else has done. That would be, he said I could coast out the rest of my term and we could kick the can down the road once again. He said it's not going to fail on my watch, but he said, you know what, I can't do that. And then he named names. He talked about the two people who ran that pension. And he had fired one of them for incompetence, and I guess he sued Matt to try to get his job back. And then the other guy took $50,000 from the pension program to pay for his attorneys. And so the Governor Bevin actually named names today, and but he was very blunt, and he said of course I'm not. He would be silly for me to stand here and say, we're going to just, screw this system over. Of course we're not going to. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And he's trying to make these people think. We want to save your pension, and it's going to take hard things to do that. But we want, if you were promised the pension, we want to make sure you get it. And we're going to try to do that with the least pain possible. And so, but I pray somebody got that and it's on YouTube, because I want to watch it again, because is it on YouTube? Go and watch it. I think it was, about 20 minutes? I know he ran long.
The big part, the whole thing is about an hour.
Right, but he ran long too, but it's worth every second if you go watch that. It's phenomenal. And you know what, this is why we voted for him. This is one of the reasons why I accepted his invitation to be his running mate. And you should know that I didn't say yes right away. You should know that. I asked him for a day to pray on it. And to look up what a lieutenant governor does. I think it's but I knew from that vetting session, I knew his character. I love his approach to life. He's a person who asks questions. He wants to understand the issues, all sides of the issues, like what are we missing? He's very, he doesn't make snap decisions. He doesn't. And and it doesn't hurt that he's the coolest governor. I mean, did you guys see him dangling from a chopper? Did you guys see this? How cool was that? Senator Thayer actually tweeted, he said, if you're not from Kentucky, sorry, our governor is cooler than yours. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I mean, that's what he tweeted. And then because dangling from the chopper wasn't good enough, then he drove the pace car at the, he was bringing in the flag, the green flag, to start the NASCAR race. Then he drives the pace car. So, but just really cool. And that's on top of last year doing a tandem skydive with the Army Golden Knights, which I did too, by the way, which was so cool. It was really neat. And my husband wanted to do it when he found that I was doing it, and it turned out the day we jumped, it was our 16th wedding anniversary. It was really nice. And we were wondering how we were going to top that. I said, there's no way we can top that. But we did. You know where we were on this year? And actually, it interrupted our anniversary plans. The White House contacted us and wanted us up here in northern Kentucky to be with the president for the infrastructure announcements that he made. So we ended up we got to meet my husband. But Governor Bevin is doing what he promised. And the day that Right to Work passed, back in the last session, we were sitting at where were we? We were at a huge dinner. It was the state, I want to say it was the state chamber dinner, over 1,000 people. And Matt holds up, he had one of our campaign brochures. It's about this big, and it had bullet points on it, right? 10 points. This is what we were running on. And he said, you know what? He said, this first one here, he says, they told me not to put that on there. He says, you'll never get elected. He said, well, guess what? It passed today. How about them apples? Right to work. Right to work. And are we not? We are seeing exactly what we said would happen once we became a right to work state. Brady Industries. 500 jobs, and actually, he was there today. The gentleman from it's Mr. Bouchard was there today up on stage, and he was talking about why he came to Kentucky. He was talking about, the people here, the family atmosphere here, the workforce that's here, and especially in Eastern Kentucky, and they're starting with 500 jobs, but eventually they're going to get to 3,000 jobs, and it's phenomenal. It's truly phenomenal. But he has said that he was prepared to go somewhere else if the governor didn't sign the right to work legislation. He was prepared to walk and go to his number 2 choice, but he really wanted to come here. And so we got right to work done, but Matt said, we got that done, so we got that done. And how phenomenal was it that in the first week of this last session, when normally nothing gets passed. Normally they come in and they gavel in and, they figure out where the new guys figure out where the bathrooms are and figure out what they're doing, and then they recess for a few weeks and then they come back and nothing gets passed. And so in that first week, 7 key bills, including protecting the unborn, preventing abortions over 20 weeks. Just amazing. Done on that day, and it was just so he says, imagine that you got a person doing what they said they would do, and of course there's 2 news publications who they're not too crazy about that, but there you go. So but let me just talk about just run down really quickly. So right to work, charter schools, protection of the unborn. Before this year, the record number of economic development announcements was something like 5.3 billion. We're already over 10 billion, and the year's not over yet. The year is not